The Nissan Leaf is the best-selling electric car in the world. If you're talking about mainstream electric vehicles, the Leaf has been it for years. Now there's an all-new version of the Leaf with more sophisticated styling and more range than before. And its $30,000 price tag still undercuts the competition from Tesla and General Motors, although those cars still go farther on a charge. The biggest advantage of the Leaf is that you won't have to wait until sometime next year to get one. Just saying. The Leaf isn't particularly fun to drive, the way most EVs are. The Leaf is the mild sauce version of an electric vehicle. Part of that is because it has less power. With electric cars, bigger batteries mean more driving range, but they also mean more power and gear acceleration. So it might be no surprise the Leaf feels less exciting. To be honest, most Nissan cars are pretty dull these days. I'm not sure why, but over the past few years, Nissan has decided to put all the excitement into its car's exterior design. They look pretty sharp. The engineers seem to focus purely on fuel economy and comfort, and in that respect the Leaf fits right in. The suspension is tuned for comfort and the steering feels as sharp as a Play-Doh knife. If you don't mind that, and lots of people won't, you won't mind the Leaf. Its 151 miles of range isn't as much as more expensive EVs, but I was able to comfortably get through an entire weekend of ordinary errand running, plus a round-trip commute to work, without recharging. The Leaf's interior design is also less exciting than the Model 3s or even the Bolt EVs. Beyond a shiny pouch-shaped gear selector, most of it feels like it could be in any Nissan economy car. There is a nice and fairly large touchscreen, but there's nothing that makes you feel like you just leaped into the future. The Leaf does have the Pro Pilot Assist feature, which is available as an option on the Leaf and some other Nissan models. Think of it as Tesla's autopilot on a budget. It's also largely similar to driver assistance systems from Mercedes-Benz, BMW, Audi, Lexus and others. The driver has to keep hands on the steering wheel, but ProPilot will do the work of keeping the car in the center of its lane. It won't change lanes for you like systems on some more expensive cars will. It also maintains a distance behind traffic ahead. By itself, it's not revolutionary. More expensive systems are smoother and feel more natural, but what's impressive is to find it on such an affordable vehicle. The Leaf is roomy for its size, comfortable, practical and a good value at its price, particularly when tax benefits are factored in. Is it exciting? No. But it provides a view to the future when people will buy electric cars just because they make sense, not because they're cool.
The redesigned Subaru Forester is bigger, filled with advanced safety features and has a roomier, more luxurious interior than ever before. Making its world debut last week at the New York Auto Show, the Forester demonstrates that Subaru Corporation is not afraid to enhance one of its bread and butter products. The Forester, currently Subaru of America's second best-selling nameplate, has been crucial to the Japanese brand's sales growth in the U.S. market since it arrived here in the late 1990s. The 2019 model redesign mainly focused on its interior and safety equipment. The new version is immediately identifiable as a Forester, given its familiar shape and attributes. But inside are new seats up front, and all Foresters except the base standard trim come with an 8-inch touchscreen infotainment system. The wheelbase now stands at 105.1 inches, Subaru says, up from 103.9 inches, with rear seat legroom growing by 1.4 inches. Subaru says the Forester will be more spacious overall, especially when it comes to headroom as well as hip and shoulder room. The cabin will also be quieter, a result of joining the Subaru global platform. Subaru of America CEO Tom Dowell told Automotive News column the interior is really the differentiator for this car. The top-of-the-line touring trim, with a rich shade of brown, is the most visual display of Subaru's new interior. It includes a 10-way power driver's seat, an 8-way power front passenger seat, heated rear seats and a heated steering wheel to round out what the automaker is calling the most luxurious Forester ever. Subaru also made its EyeSight driver assist technology standard with a redesign and added a new safety feature it calls Driver Focus. Driver Focus, standard on the Touring trim, serves as a monitoring system that uses facial recognition software to identify signs of driver fatigue or driver distraction, the automaker said. The Forester is the first in the segment to offer such a feature. It can recognize up to 5 drivers and remember their presets for seat position, climate and infotainment. So how did Subaru approach the redesign of one of its key components in the Forester? By not being afraid. Dahl said, "You can never really be afraid to try and take a design that's worked and try to evolve it and modify it in such a way that it's going to continue to attract customers to the brand and keep our customers loyal." If you look at past evolutions of the Forester, it's done that. It's been different enough in each iteration since the 2009 model year. That was the big jump. Since then, we've evolved it to maintain its uniqueness in the market. But sometimes you can't be afraid to evolve it because the market is always evolving. Subaru sold 177,563 Foresters in the US last year. Just 10 years prior, in 2007, it sold 44,530. Dahl expects the redesigned model to climb higher and vie for the brand's #1 sales spot with the Outback. He said, "We would like it to be a 200,000 unit a year vehicle for us once we get it fully launched and out." While the Forester is one of the oldest nameplates in the brand's lineup, Dahl sees more sales potential as people discover it. He said, "Once people see the Forester and get an understanding of what it's all about, and the safety aspects that we've built into the vehicle, we think the sky's the limit with this thing."
Nissan Motor Company is stepping up its global electrification blitz by adding a pure EV version of the Sentra small sedan in China as it targets global sales of 1 million electrified vehicles in 5 years. Called the Selfie Zero Emission, it will be the first made-in-China EV sold by the Japanese brand in the world's biggest auto market. The Sentra is sold as a Selfie in China. Nissan earlier introduced a version of the first-generation Leaf EV in China, but that car was sold under the Nissan Dongfeng joint venture's entry-level domestic Venucia brand. Nissan said it has no immediate plans to launch EV versions of the Selfie in other markets where it sold other varying nameplates, including North America. The Selfie EV shares a platform with the flagship Leaf. It will get a locally sourced 38 kWh battery, compared with the Leaf's 40 kWh power pack. Styling cleaves close to the regular Selfie sedan, with tweaks such as a closed grille to differentiate it as battery-driven. The new car, unveiled Wednesday at the Beijing Motor Show, will deliver a range of 210 miles under China's rating system. Nissan will also introduce the redesigned Leaf in China. Both cars go on sale here this year and are 2 of 4 EVs Nissan is directing at China, including 2 for Venucia. Aiming to stay at the forefront of the electrified vehicle race, Nissan plans to launch 8 new EVs globally and hit annual sales of 1 million electrified vehicles in 5 years. Nissan said, some 20 electrified models, including EVs and models using the company's e-Power extended range hybrid setup, are earmarked for China in the next 5 years. Jose Munoz, Nissan's chief performance officer and China chairman said, "We're unleashing a new era of EVs in China, providing Chinese customers with electrified products that are safer, more stable and offer a better customer experience." It speaks to our ambition to become China's EV leader. Nissan's growth strategy focuses on heavy investment in 3 pillars: electrification, autonomous driving and connectivity. Bold electrification goals comprise the bulk of the new targets, as Nissan steps up its response to an onslaught of new entrants in the EV segment. For example, Japanese arch-rival Toyota Motor Corporation said last fall it would launch 10 electric vehicles by the early 2020s and sell 5.5 million electrified vehicles, including hybrids and hydrogen fuel cell vehicles, by 2030. This month, Germany's Volkswagen AG said it will expand EV production to 16 factories worldwide by 2022 and make up to 3 million a year by 2025. Nissan's sales goal of 1 million electrified vehicles by March 31, 2023, includes pure electrics and hybrids. The tally will get a boost from the introduction of Nissan's new e-Power setup, a range extender hybrid system it is already selling in Japan and will next bring to other markets. Sales of vehicles equipped with e-Power are expected to account for more than half the total. Nissan said, electrification is expected to blossom quickly in Japan and Europe, and more slowly in the US and China. But it will account for a much bigger slice of sales everywhere. In Japan and Europe, electrified vehicles are expected to account for up to half of Nissan's sales by 2025. In the US, they are expected to be between 20 to 30%. And in China, between 35 and 40%.